He was the first guy out here, you know. He was the first guy that came. He moved here before the pandemic.
That's crazy.
Because he was always with us at the store. And then one day I called him up. I'm like, where the fuck you been, man? He goes, I moved to Austin. Fuck
Back
it.
to Texas.
He said he just loved it. He's like, there's no traffic. Everyone's nice. And I started thinking about it then. He planted like the first seeds in like 2018. I was like, can I live in Austin? Fuck, I don't know. Because my instinct has always been to move to the mountains. Like I want to live somewhere where there's no people. Like
did you have mountains in mind? When you like romanticized it, did you ever think of what mountains you would move to if you did it?
I really liked the mountains above Boulder. I lived there for a little while in 2009. But when I think about Montana sometimes, I think about just someplace more peaceful, Wyoming, somewhere just a little more peaceful, cold as fuck in the winter, but just like more real. And that was my thought when I was living in LA, but it was like a necessity to get the fuck out of there. When the COVID stuff was going on, I'm like, they're not going to let this go. They're going to keep us in control. Once they have control of you like they had during the pandemic, wear a mask, got to get a vaccine, can't go here, can't go there, no businesses, everything's shut down, all the restaurants go under, all the comedy clubs go under. When they were doing that, I was like, they're not going to let this go. I got to get the fuck out of here. And when we came to Texas, it was wide open. Like, you know, some places made you wear a mask, but it was a joke. It was like, it was a goof. It was weird. It was like a completely different universe. We could go to, my kids were young, man. They were 10 and 12, and like, they wanted to go to restaurants. I'm like, we can go to a restaurant here and sit indoors. Like, everyone was terrified in LA, and they just weren't here. And the same result, like the same thing happened to everybody, but over here it was a way more peaceful experience. And Ron, when we were out here, we started doing shows at the Vulcan. And one night, the first time Ron had been on stage in like 8 months, he just grabbed me by my shoulders. He's like, whatever the fuck we have to do, we're going to keep doing this. He's like, you got to open up a club. And I'm like, all right, that's it. We're opening up a club. And the process began.
God, dude.
All because of Ron. Ron led me to think about moving here. Ron was already out here, so I knew that if I did move to Austin, at least Ron's here. You know, and then Tony moved here, and then Brian Simpson moved here, and then the train kept a rolling all night long. It was nuts.
I think it was by default. It was kind of a universe thing where there was a little bit of stale water that needed to be stirred.
Yeah.
And when you came, that stale water stirred and it awakened everybody. Like, hold on, there's choices outside of the same routine that we've been, because, you know, I mean, I'm sure y'all's life was store, weekends out, store. It
was improv too. I did in the Ice House. Yeah. There was a few clubs we did like on a regular, you know, because the more places to work out, the better. You know, and when there were so many of us too. You know, we'd have shows where it's like Bill Burr's on, me, Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer. They're crazy shows, because everybody was in L.A. It was a beautiful thing up until they shut everything down.
It's that beautiful here now, though, Bubba.
I know, that's what's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. The water is complete. I mean, it is.
And you know, the best thing is too, there's an added element that we bring new people in every weekend. So every weekend there's these big national headliners, so they come in on Tuesday, Wednesday, and we're fucking around all week.
Yeah.
We're just having a great time hanging out.
That's how I describe your club. I was like, it's the gym for the greatest comedians in the world, Tuesday through Thursday, and then the other greatest comedians in the world come and rent it from Friday to Sunday. I was like, it's crazy, dude. It's like no matter what day
and then you
or
have
show
Kill Tony, that's the anchor. Kill Tony is the anchor of comedy in the known universe. Yeah. That's a grandiose statement, I know. But what Kill Tony shows you is like every comic wants a reaction. And some comics, unfortunately, if you're in specific areas, like very liberal areas, like Silver Lake has a problem with this, like those kind of places where everyone's like super woke and they want to let everyone else know that they're super woke. It's like a kind of thing you have to do. So you get ideologically captured and you make material that's bullshit. You get clapter. What Kill Tony makes you do is you have 1 fucking minute. You have 1 minute, and there's obviously no rules. By the time you get on stage, you've seen Cam go crazy. You've seen Hans Kim say some ridiculous shit. Maybe you've seen William Montgomery or Brian Holtz, but you've seen maniacs on stage killing. And so you got 1 minute, just crack. It's time to crack. So it sets a tone for comedy. The comedy is just entertaining. No matter how you put it out, no matter what it is, what your style is, what you like to talk about, whether you're Nate Bargatze or whether you're Shane Gillis. Right. There's just a different way to do it. Everybody's got their own way to do it. But it's just go try to find your way. Don't try any tricks. Don't try to sneak in some fucking ideological bullshit just because you think people are going to agree with you and like you more and clap and cheat and you're going to say something profound. Shut up. You got 1 minute. So that sets a tone for all the people coming up.
So real. I
It's
never
so
thought of it
real.
that way.
It's one of the most important things that's ever happened to comedy.
Nobody's trying to impose their beliefs on you real
Exactly.
quick. They're just trying to make. They got 60 seconds to get a fucking laugh.
And
the Kill Tony crowd will boo you if you don't. You've got about 30 seconds with them in an arena.
very little time.
In an arena, real dangerous grounds, dude.
Bro, they were, and especially New Yorkers.
The first show
They
at
were
New
rough.
York, dude,
They were rough,
it was.
They were rough. They go hard.
You know when I knew the arena thing was going to be huge for Tony, I flew down here for the first one he did because we were drunk at the bar that night, and he was like, "I'm going to play an arena." I was like, "I'm going to come sing the national anthem," and it was a joke because I don't sing the national anthem. I have a rule: I don't sing the national anthem. But I told him I was going to do it, so I came down, and we're watching the first comedian this night at the HEB Center. Right, the first bucket pull comes up. And you could tell this bitch did not have any idea she was going to get called or anything to say. This is the first you talking about a gift from God for Tony, right? And she's not up there 18 seconds, Joe, before they realize that she's just, falafeling. Oh. The boo birds came. They didn't start slowly and grow like they normally do. It was like 13 or 12,000 people made the decision at once. Boo!
What a horrible feeling. What a horrible feeling.
And I was like, oh, yeah, this is going to explode in arenas. I was like, Kill Tony's going to fucking arenas.
It's the best show for that kind of an audience.
We watch it every
it's
Monday
so
on the bus.
Chaotic.
Yeah, full disclosure, like as a bus, imagine like a bunch of music dudes every Monday that were like religiously. It's something we have together. You know what I mean? It's something that the whole band can agree on.
The other thing about Kill Tony was in the beginning, Tony wasn't famous, no one was famous, and they were just going hard. And then as everyone got famous, they kept going hard. Whereas it's very hard to just jump in and do something that wild now. And there was nothing like it during COVID. There's nothing like it. You got this live show every week in front of a live audience, and everybody else is locked down where you have to wear your fucking mask where you're walking your dog. You know, like, what is going on?
No, you're having to bring it.
It was also just like this rejection of norm. You know, rejection of whatever is going, whatever people think the comedy industry is, because people think the comedy industry is like some group of people with power that control all and give people specials that don't deserve it. There's all this like weird thoughts about the comedy business. But when the comedy business is only comedians, it's a completely different experience, and that's what Kill Tony is. There's no business element behind it. There's